Hey everyone, this is D3PO from D3PO Air, and I'm making this recording because a friend of mine had specially requested that I try and find this building here in his old hometown of Cincinnati, and he asked me if I could do a flyover of it in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and I kind of wanted to show my how I go about doing the research for doing these type of flybys. So uh, I made this recording early last night, and I'm just now editing it down. And I really felt that the title part needed to be redone here because it was actually rather lengthy. So we're gonna pick it up right at the point where um, I'd already found the particular landmark he was looking for, which is called the Cincinnati uh, Union Terminal. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and kick off the rest of the video from here. And I do apologize for the audio. Um, my I still need to do some tweaking in OBS Studio to get that up and running, but here we go. All right, so I got the name now. Cincinnati Union Terminal. Okay, so what I typically do when I try and find landmarks like this is I'll first Google it, just like I did. Sorry it took me this long to find it, but there it is. And then what I will do next is I will look it up on Google Earth. So let me get that pulled up. And we'll go Google Earth Pro. And it's launching on my other screen. So give me a second here and I'll pull that over. Okay. Sorry, I think I had my cities crossed. Tiunion Terminal. So I type in to Google Earth Cincinnati Union Terminal. Okay. And from here, I'm going to back out until I see an airport icon. Okay, airport's really close by. So, what I'm going to do here, just for right now. Okay, it looks like it's a 3D model. Let's see. Well, that's cool, honestly. Okay. Yeah, that looks kind of neat. So he asked if I could find out for him in um, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, which is what I'm about to do. But the easiest way to do it is to find the nearest airport, which is right here. So this is Greater Cincinnati International. All right. And give me a moment and I will actually launch Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'll be right back. Okay, so just kind of to expedite this recording, I actually have Google Earth right now overlaid on top of um, Microsoft Flight Simulator's loading screen. So it'll up 1 second here. I actually see I have an update, so let me go grab that. It'll be 1 moment. Okay, I'm back here. Had to get some. I hadn't flown in a while, and there were some updates that were mandatory updates that I needed to get. So basically, the way I do this is, first of all, I'm going to see if I can orient this to straight north. So I'm going to find a spot somewhere around this airport to take off. I'm going to do full taxi and everything once I get into the simulator, because that's just how I like to fly it. And then from there, what I will do is I will navigate. I'm probably gonna. I think the easiest way to find this is since I'm doing essentially dead reckoning type navigation, is I'm gonna fly north to the river here, and then once I get to the river, I'll turn east because the Union Terminal is actually right over here. Once I turn east, I'm going to look for, I think what it is I may look for this particular junction, or I mean not junction, but right here where the river bends to the south. And once it does that, I am then going to search for this, probably search for this interstate. And in particular, I'm going to look for any individual or any type of roadways or anything like that I can identify on this map. I'm going to try and find that on the ground in the simulator. So I'll probably try looking for this area right here. Or even, looks like I could even try following the train tracks. That might be easier. Matter of fact, if I get to that bridge, that's the only bridge along the route, right? Along the river, that looks to be. No telling if this bridge will be there or how it will look. Microsoft Flight Simulator doesn't always get the bridges right, but possibly with the update that they did a couple months ago, where they updated a bunch of North American terrain and scenery, that might not be an issue. So if I can spot this railroad, I'll try and follow it to the north. And it looks like actually in this area there might not be that much in terms of what's on the ground. So this whole area might actually be pretty easy to see. And so one thing I will use once I get into Flight Simulator is I'll use a mapping program called Navigraph. And a cool thing about Navigraph is it actually can track my flight. Let's see here. I need to set up the game capture. To That has to be on. Flight Simulator, okay. So I do have Flight Simulator 2020 running in the background here, and let me go ahead. I'm actually going to transition over to that, so it'll just take me a second to do that. I'll transition you over there, and I'm going to go ahead and get set up on that screen. Okay. And all right, so grab the keyboard here. Sorry, I've got my joystick or my flight controls on my lap, and so this is in Flight Simulator. This is the map of the Earth as it is right now. I'm going to fly in daytime to make this a little easier, but we need to pick our airport, so we're going to choose greater Cincinnati. Okay, we'll try. I'm probably mispronouncing it or misspelling it and mispronouncing it. Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky. I think this might be it. I'm going to zoom into details. I gotta get, yeah, like an idiot. I accidentally, let me check one thing here. Okay, this will take me a second. All right, what's the name? What's your name again? Kilo Charlie Victor Golf. That's IKO. Okay, actually, this is correct airport. Now, this is not the correct map for this airport. This is just for guiding for setting up flights. And right now, these guys are on live. These are actually players that are flying. There's one that's actually flying. He was flying out to the north. He's probably crashed. But yeah, those are actual players flying on the live server. And we're going to set a couple of conditions here. So what I like to do is I like to start up in a parking slot. So I'm going to take any parking slot. And we're going to set the conditions to custom. We're going to actually set it to, yeah, we'll do preset. We'll do partly cloudy. And the airplane I'm going to fly into this in, this is one airplane I like to use for these type of flights. It's called the Icon A5, and it's actually an amphibious plane. So it can actually take off. Hopefully I won't crash it, but it will let me take off, and then we can navigate. And the cool thing about it is that it's slow and it's easy to fly. So I'm going to just set the time of day to about 10:56 a.m. And so we're going to be parking on the apron at ramp 73, wherever that is, at their actual airport. And I guess right now, if you give me a moment, and I'll go ahead and start the flight. And I will see you on the ramp. Okay. So it's stuttering a little bit because it's right now loading scenery. And so it might take a moment here. It's got to download the scenery from Cincinnati. But anyway, this is our little icon, or my little icon A5. Tail sign, or tail registry is right now is November Delta 3 Papa Oscar, or November D3PO. And let's see, I believe we're still on the live. We might actually be on the live server still, so it might be loading up some planes, some real players. All right, so we're going to go ahead and looks like the stuttering has stopped. So let's go ahead and climb into the cockpit. All right. So this is the cockpit of the Icon A5. Oh, I know the radio is off. Everything is off right now. That's what I'm looking to turn on. Okay. Is it doing head tracking? Oh, no. Okay. All right. So to turn it on, I first need to turn on the master battery, which turns everything on. And now the graphics, they're right now at medium. It's still having to download scenery, so it might be a bit flickery. The clouds look a little bit puffy because I actually usually run the simulation in medium. But for what I'm doing right now, that should be okay. So let me go ahead. I've got our power on. I'm going to pull up the ATC window. And we're going to first of all contact Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Automated Terminal Information System, and get what the current airport conditions are. So
Cincinnati Airport information, Echo 1500 Zulu. Wind 276 at 7. Visibility 7. Sky condition, few clouds at 900 feet. and departing runway 27. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have echo.
Okay. So I'm gonna tune that out. So it looks like they're having right now having everyone fly out on runway 27, and just to kind of show you a schematic of that, let me flip over to Navigraph. So I use a system called Navigraph to help me with navigation and with creating flights. So this is the airport. Here we are, right here. This is actually Navigraph connecting to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it's telling me that, telling us that, yeah, we're right here, and we are facing right now down to the southeast. So runway 27 is this runway right here. So that's where we're going to be taking off of, and then so we're going to be heading out west and then turning north from there. So we'll go ahead and switch back to simulation so that we can request a departure to the north. And here we go. Request taxi departure
Ground
to the
D3
north.
0 with Echo request taxi for takeoff north departure.
That
D3P0 taxi to in halt short of runway 27 using taxiway Mike Quebec Hotel. Contact tower on 118.975 when ready.
okay. That's this female voice. That's
Taxi in halt
my
short runway
co-pilot.
27 using taxiway Mike Quebec Hotel D3P0.
The co-pilot that you can't see. All right. So, little explanation, or a little bit of explanation possibly, with how these directions are. Basically, the airports are marked all around by a yellow line, like what you see off to my left side. This line right here. That's a taxi line. And so basically what they're telling me is that I need to follow these taxiways. And these taxiways are kind of like streets on a map. Each taxiway has a name, but the name isn't like how we think of names of streets. These names are letters of the alphabet. So basically what she's telling me is that I need to taxi to runway 27. I need to hold short of it, which means I can go pull right up to it, but I cannot actually enter the runway at that point. Basically, I'm pulling up to a stop sign at runway 27. Now, using taxiway, and then these. Now, she said to use taxiway. Okay.
German Cargo Tree 81 taxi to gate 72 using taxiway Kilo Quebec Romeo.
Okay. So basically, what she was telling me right here is that I need to taxi.
Taxiing to gate 72 via taxiway.
Sorry.
Quebec Romeo,
1 second.
Cargo Tree 81.
So I need to taxi via the taxiway named Mike, then the taxiway named Quebec, and the taxiway named Hotel. And then once I get to the runway, I contact the tower at this frequency. So a little bit of pilot jargon. I'd honestly kind of like to have it in the sim, because it just, for me, it adds to the ambiance. of the sim, and I will show you what way she's talking about here in Navigraph. Okay, so we are right down here at parking spot 559. And let's see here. Using taxiway Mike. Where the heck is Quebec? I think she's ultimately going to try and get us to this point right here. Because that's actually an entryway for runway 27. I don't. Well, she might have a screw loose, honestly. So what we're gonna do, I should have. Let me flip back to the simulator really quick. So I should have something on called in Microsoft Flight Simulator X. It's called Progressive Taxi. In this version, it's called Ribbon. Essentially, it's going to show me which way I need to go. It's actually currently right behind me. So if I put in one of the external cameras, let's see if it shows it. Yep, there it is. So essentially it's these blue arrows. Those will show me, kind of show me the way. So let's go ahead and hop back into the cockpit. I'll turn that off, and let's go ahead and get configured for flight. So the first thing I need to do, I already have the battery on. I need to turn the fuel cutoff switch on. And then, just as a courtesy for everyone outside, these guys are rather nice and polite, and they won't, well, except for that guy, he just decided to teleport somewhere. As a courtesy to them, I need to give them a visual cue that I'm about to start the engine. So to do that, I'm going to turn on my strobe lights. So strobe lights are on. Okay. Annunciator lights are working. I'm going to zoom in here to the panel because I need to be able to see it. And here's my start switch. Come on, start. Let me start my plane. Okay, magneto switch to both. Magneto switch to start. Both and start. We are started. Parking brake on this plane is right here, and it's actually on, which is good because otherwise we'd be moving. All right. So I need to do a run-up check. This will only take me a moment. And it's just basically checks and make sure that there's no warning lights or anything like that. I don't have my mic on. Oh wait, no I do. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong mics and stuff. Okay. So that all looks good. No warning lights. So I'm going to turn on my nav lights, my taxi lights, and my landing lights right now. I shouldn't turn my landing lights on right now because that's actually, yeah, those need to be off. I'm gonna get my feet onto my rudder pedals. Okay, we'll test the rudders. Okay, rudder pedals are okay. Just doing a quick flight control check. Left, neutral, right, neutral. Okay, we're good on that. And I can't really see it from behind. There's no indicators to really show it. I could probably, someone could probably look to the back while I do this. Doing forward, neutral, back, neutral. Okay, everything seems to be moving all right. Good idea to check that. Make sure all of those things are working, because in flight, it's not the best time to check that. Okay, I think we are ready to go. So I'm going to center my view, raise it up a little bit so I can see where I'm going. Oh, I need to release the parking brake. And off we go. Okay. Usually I'd get a pushback from these guys, but there's plenty of room here for me to maneuver. Oh,
Ground ABX 183 taxi to the gate. ABX 183 taxi to gate 66 via taxiway Lima Sierra.
okay.
Taxiing to gate 66 via taxiway Lima Sierra. ABX 183.
Oh, yep, I'm on the live server. That's not a player right in front of us. That player's name ID is way far away. Okay, apparently I'm having to climb a little bit for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna switch that to 3D view. Let's slow down here. Actually, you know what? Oh, I disabled those. Nuts. I usually have a second set of rudder controls, and I forgot I disabled them because I am using rudder pedals also. And I need a second here. Okay, let me get put back on that pedal. it more squared up. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is at big airports, personally, I like to taxi to and from the runway from the gate or from the parking spots. Just to me, it adds to the fun, or for me, it just adds to the fun. Right now, we're not really going very fast. We're doing less than 30 knots right now.
Ground and flight 2233 requesting pushback.
Okay. All right. So this is what.
2233 pushback request accepted.
Okay. So this is actually coming up on mic.
D3P0 hold position caution. The Cessna Skyhawk on the taxiway.
All right. Now I gotta hold.
Position D3P0. D3P0 continue taxi.
Okay. Thank you.
Roger, D3P0. Ground and flight 2233 with Echo ready to taxi IFR.
Yeah, that's not a player. That's
Flight 2233 taxi to and hold short of runway 27 via taxiway Kilo cross runway 18 center Kilo Foxtrot Lima Charlie. Contact tower on 118.975 when ready.
that. Yeah, that was not a player. That was actually a AI.
Taxiing hold short runway 27 via
Oh,
taxiway
I
Kilo cross
gotta
runway
learn
18
how
center
to
Kilo
steer with
Foxtrot
my
Lima Charlie
feet.
and flight 2233.
Slow down a little bit here. I need to slow down a lot bit. Okay. Here we are. Okay, now the trick is when you're approaching a runway, there's a line that you can see. All right, so it says in red letters or white letters with on red backing runway 27. Now this yellow
Tower
line,
3P0 ready for north departure at runway 27.
D3P0 cleared for takeoff runway 27 departure to the north approved.
thank you.
Cleared for
Okay.
takeoff runway 270 3P0.
So I'm extending my flaps 5 degrees. Flaps are those, are these right here. And they'll just help with the lift on initial takeoff. Okay, so I'm gonna slow up. Okay, and I need to actually take a second and get some reference information set up on my other screen here while I am trying at the same time to move my plane onto the runway. come on, Navigraph. I thought you could zoom in
Tower
more.
Dragster 42211 miles east
Open
inbound
touch.
ILS runway 27 approach.
Okay, I'm just gonna do a rolling takeoff.
Dragster 422 tower. Cleared ILS runway 27 approach. Altimeter 29.9 2 wind 276 at 7.
Alright, I'm pretty much centered, so here we go.
Cleared ILS runway 27 approach Dragster 422.
Okay, speed is alive. V1, rotate. Up we go. Positive climb. Gear up.
D3P0, continue for north departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Tower D3P0, continue for north departure.
Okay.
Dragster 422 cleared to land runway 27. Wind 276 at 7.
Turning north.
Cleared to land runway 27 Dragster 422. Night cargo 1015 cleared to land runway 27. Follow the aircraft on final. Wind 276 at 7.
Clear to land runway 27 night cargo 1015.
Okay, so I'm not actually the best pilot, but I've got us right now on heading of roughly north. And so there's that river. It's going to take a moment for us to get up to it. Oh, come on, give me... Alright. And then once I get up to it, I'm then going to turn, try and do a coordinated turn to the right. And I am pretty much already there, so I'm going to go ahead and try. The cool thing about this plane is, since it is amphibious,
Dragster 422 turn next taxiway.
since it is amphibious, if I have to, I can land in the river. Now the wobbling, unfortunately, I think is from not necessarily from me.
Dragster 422 exit runway when able. Dragster 422 contact ground on 121.7. .7 Dragster 422.
Okay. Alright, if I'm right, I think just off to my left and down, I believe that's an interstate.
Night cargo 1015, exit runway when able.
So I'm currently looking for any sign of
Night cargo 1015, exit
those items I was talking about.
D3P0, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Tower D, 3P0 frequency change.
Night cargo
Cincinnati approach,
1015, contact ground on
D3P0 is type icon
1217.
5 miles northeast of Cincinnati. Request flight following.
Okay.
D3P0 Cincinnati approach. Squawk 63, flight 4. Squawk 63540, 3P0. D3P0 radar contact 5 miles northeast of Cincinnati 700 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
Okay.
Copy, D3P0. D3P0 contact Cincinnati approach on 121.0. 121.0 D3P0. Cincinnati approach D3P0 600 feet. D3P0 Cincinnati approach continue as planned.
Okay.
Altimeter
So
29.902.
so once again it's stuttering because it has to load scenery. So we're coming up to the main part. Uh, let's see. Okay, I'm turning slightly north. All right. Okay. That it? Looks like that might be the rail yard. Okay, there's the rail yard. it's going to be off to the right. Again, the scene reloading, and it's loading a lot. So, it's going to hesitate a bit. Wait. Okay. I'm gonna go for altitude. See, the one thing, I really wish I had my ultralight. The ultralight in the old Flight Simulator X was really cool for doing this type of sightseeing, because all it was kind of like a glider with a parachute, or a glider with an engine on it. Alright, swinging south. Actually, let me just try something here. Oh, no. Okay, that ain't gonna work. And of course, I can't see over my dang console. Okay. I think I spotted it. I think I might have just stalled. I know. One second. Oh, I know what it is. Duh. Okay, that's better. Oh, you know what? I think that it? Nope, there it is. All right. Stalling. I saw it. It's there. All right. Snap another shot. Okay. I'm gonna try some nears. Let me see if it'll work. Oh, you know what? No, I know what. Okay. Hold on.
D3P0 contact Cincinnati approach on 119.7.
279. Okay.
Going to 119.7 D3P0. Cincinnati approach D3P0 1,300 feet. D3P0 Cincinnati approach continuous planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Oh, I fully am gonna continue as planned.
D3P0 contact Cincinnati approach on 121.0. 121.0 D3P0.
And I believe
D3P0 1,600 feet.
I can do this. I gotta hold this heading for a while. For a moment.
Altimeter 29.902.
This is nice. Okay.
Cincinnati approach D3P0. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace. D3P0 Cincinnati approach. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Okay.
Cleared through Bravo airspace D3P0.
Turning back. Okay. See, can you spot it from here? Okay, I need to cut my engines. Gear down. Oh, man. Should be around here. Where is it? I might have been. Let's see here. I think it was too far to the north. Yes, I was not judged. I'm gonna try something here. No guarantees that it will work. All right. Well, unfortunately, it was at this time that my computer decided to just take a dump on me and completely crash. I lost my video, I lost my audio, I heard the Windows uh, error message, and basically I had to shut down and restart my machine. So, this is pretty much it for the video. So, I do appreciate your patience with me and trying to land in front of the Cincinnati Union Terminal. It's not happening this time, but I'll see if I can make it happen sometime in the future. In the meantime, again, I do appreciate your patience with me, and I hope you guys all have a pleasant evening. So, you guys have a good night and take care. This is D3PO signing out.